believed to be the first cannibal ritual site in human history. Hidden deep inside a cave in a remote mountain where skulls and the world's oldest wine bottles are buried together. A place that may unlock 1,000-year-old secrets, which leads us to a monastery on the top of a mountain range with remarkable beauty and importance, with our final stop to the most incredible AIRBNB you could ever imagine.
But it's actually not just a winery, it's the world's oldest known winery.
We're also at caves, but most importantly, we're at a winery.
The winery's inside the caves.
Yeah, we're gonna go wine tasting.
We're gonna go have caves.
But historically, it's incredibly important. It's not just about wine, right?
But we're at a winery.
BBC made a documentary about this place.
Because BBC loves wine.
Bum bum.
Red carpet everywhere that you go. Talking so smooth, carry on the road. Now you see us stars like
Hey, buddy.
Oh, that's pee-pee?
You went for the pee-pee?
No, not for my pee-pee. Not for my pee-pee.
Maybe you wanna come with us?
gonna hold you back when you got it like that.
So they first started excavating this cave. This is called Armenia 1 in 2007, and they immediately started finding things. As it turns out, the humidity level is incredibly good at preserving organic remains. So there are things from thousands of years BC still here, and they've only explored 4 to 5%. So there's still so much to uncover.
And the world's oldest shoe.
Well, there is evidence of not just Homo sapiens, which we are, but the species that came before us, which was Homo erectus, and tools that they used. So the oldest discovery that they have here is 2 million years old, and it was tools used by the species that predated humanity.
What's cool is I think also that in soon to come years they'll be able to discover more when they have the proper technology, but as of right now they highly believe there's more artifacts deeper, but the only way to get to it is to jeopardize this entire system collapsing. So they can't do it yet.
They're hoping the next generation of technology could help them further advance in discovering more depths.
Damn, there's an echo in this cave too? That's crazy.
That's wild.
He literally said the exact same.
So the area that you're looking at here, all the rope lines are actually the original soil point. And you can see how far down they excavated, and then where each rope ends indicates a discovery that they made and the depth at which they made it. But the more interesting one that to me is in the earlier stages, they found ritual sites as well as ceramic sites. They found skeletons all throughout, not in particular areas. And additionally, they found traces of what they believe is cannibalistic ritual activity, because they have found boiled human bones, cut bones, and other things like that. They don't have much more information yet, but they do have a strong indication that there were cannibalistic rituals being done in practices, but it shows you how much of this area they've excavated, and they can't go any further.
It took them 7 years to excavate this because they have to go through each layer inch by inch so delicately to not damage any of the artifacts, which is why they've only covered 4 to 5% of this entire place.
And then pottery that we just saw that was discovered here was incredibly well preserved.
Perfectly well.
Most interesting thing about it, they had Jupiter on it and they had the sun on it, but they also had dragons on it. And at that time, historically, they only ever illustrated things that they actually saw in real life.
Yeah.
So they had humans, they had days and months, they had goats, they had mountains, they had dragons, they had the sun. I personally think.
You sure that people didn't have any imagination back then?
No, imagination wasn't discovered until 1200 AD.
Yeah. I think dragons are real. I also think the Great Flood was real.
Okay.
How do you have the same registration and the same recollection of a Great Flood across all these different religions all around the world, all at the exact same time period, and then you also have scientific demonstrations such as the Sphinx that show water damage dating to the exact same amount of time, and it's just all coincidence?
Thanks for joining us on Elton's TED Talk.
Conspiracy theories. It's not even a conspiracy theory. It's just a theory.
It's a theory.
It's not even a conspiracy.
No, and it's a legitimate theory. It's not a conspiracy.
I think there were dragons, and I think there was a Great Flood.
You're gonna have a harder time on dragons than the Great Flood.
No, why? We had pterodactyls.
Yeah.
We had pterodactyls, and we have translucent animals. Come on.
At the same time as humans, though?
Yeah.
There would be 5. fossil evidence.
Were there?
I think so.
I don't know.
Or maybe we just haven't discovered it yet.
Or it's like a delicacy. It's like how we keep poaching rhinos. And the reason why it's harder and harder to get rhinos is because we're actually scrapping all of the keratin and taking down every single morsel and every single portion of them to digest them, because we think that they're a supernova of power into us. And every time there was a dragon that was slain or died or whatever, deceased, we would just take it and utilize every single portion of it.
And then this is how they got the powers. The mages and different, they had to like eat those. Yeah,
I don't think wizards are real. I'm not stupid. That was all just a setup just to really hype up Marty and just cut it down. Yeah, Harry Potter's real, dog.
And then, so this actually took about 7 years to Doug. Just to make
So this is in fact the remnant area of the world's oldest winery winemaking process. There are allegedly older paraphernalia items used to make wine, but this actually has the full entire system in here. So this is actually where it is.
Yeah, like the whole process.
The whole process, like top to bottom, around 6,000 years old. And the interesting fact that I picked up is that they found 3 different skulls that have been buried in 3 different pots here. And then around 500 years later, because those skulls were 500 years older, is when they discovered the winemaking process. So the theory is that the skulls were also used for some form of ritual, and then wine came in and then replaced it. Instead of human blood, they started replacing it with wine, which is kind of how you get to the blood of Christ and that kind of chronological order of verbiage used. So to me, that was just really interesting to hear, because I've always wondered, where did the blood of Christ come from? It was something that was passed down, and this might be the earliest indicator of that being like a factual process that happened throughout humankind.
Like, oh, we don't have to just kill a bunch of people anymore? We can just use wine in place of blood?
Exactly.
Let's do that.
That to me was really cool.
cool.
But this is actually the oldest winery in the world, and it's 6,000 years old, which is so crazy that all of the exact things that you need, all the elements and temperamental things and changes and environment to preserve all of this. And you can see how far back it goes.
it just keeps going.
Another fun fact. All of this was so well preserved by poop. Literally by bird guano and cow, like livestock, literally just a layer of poop sealing everything in and protecting it from the elements.
Yeah.
This makes me wonder.
Don't bring up wizards. Don't bring up wizards.
I'm not bringing up wizards.
Okay.
I'm bringing up the bat cave. Remember, 12,000 bats. How much there is?
Yeah.
If we go in there and start excavating, maybe we can find.
Maybe if there was a reason to excavate there, I don't really just want to dig through bat for no reason. You know what I mean?
Maybe there's just layers of layers and layers and layers of bat.
Yeah.
And then gold.
You spend 7 years of your life just digging that for absolutely
so carefully. Just like with a teeny tiny chisel, just.
Well, at least there you can turn into makeup products.
Guano?
That's what makeup's made of.
I did not know it.
Yeah, most makeup products are made of bat shit. I'm like not making that. It's 100% a real fact. It's like the key ingredient. Like maybe it's Maybelline, maybe it's bat shit.
But dookie.
Yeah, so sorry. If you have makeup on right now, you are literally covered in bat shit.
Wearing badookie.
Yeah, you are. That's why they call women bat shit crazy. Except for you, Ginger. You're perfect. This is precisely the demonstration about how if they were to start removing anything or excavating it improperly or in any kind of wrong order, that this can all collapse. This is from an earthquake 10, 12,000 years ago. This area is prone to earthquakes, and she even said that when there was one here 4 years ago, that it already made stones fall. So they're almost kind of rushing against the Mother Nature clock to excavate anything, because in theory, one earthquake could make this all null and void of discovering anything that's actually still remaining literally beneath our feet. Fun fact.
Oh my god. Yay.
How did you
No,
miss the
was
show?
that fun too? You
Was
don't
it
have to-
interesting?
That was
Oh
really
my
good.
god.
Never catch me now. I don't think you got this.
take away the monastery, it's still incredible.
First, I have a question for you all. Can anybody explain me why these guys, 800 years ago, were picking up such remote places to build the monasteries?
To escape persecution?
Persecution of who?
Themselves? I don't know.
Let's use one word, security. It's the manuscripts. That was the target of every invader. They were interested by the covers of these books, which were gold and silver. So they used to take out the case, the Bibles and the Gospels and the manuscripts and burn the parchment. They couldn't even read. These Mongols and these tribes which used to invade us. So that's why they had to be isolated, naturally defended by these cliffs. They could concentrate their defense on one side. So this monastery is called Noravank in Armenian language. When you add the suffix vank at the end of any word, it becomes a church. The word nor means new monastery. This one is from 1339, the other one is from 1206, not really new, right? But when the name was given back then, like 800 years ago, it was a new contemporary approach to architecture. So the name of the architect who built this was Momik, which is in Armenian language it means little candle, because when he was a little 12 years old kid, local priest organized a competition who could make a beautiful cross out of a rock in a limited time. He would get the prize. This kid picked up the rock and started to carve, and everybody around said, the stone is melting in your hands like a candle. Since then he has been known as a little candle, one of the most prominent architects, because usually in Armenian culture we don't mention the names of architects, because who is man? Who was God? Don't praise man, praise God. But sometimes the structures were being so unique and extraordinary that we were marking their names on the walls so that coming generations would know. So he came and broke actually the traditional architectural rules that everything has to be very symmetric when it comes to patterns, and we said, nah, I'm gonna create something new. Of course it was criticized by the church, but now we're so happy that we had a renaissance in the 13th century. The entire structure was built by special limestone, which is about 30 million years old, with fossils in it called felzit, and it was funded by a family called Orbelians. They were the principals ruling Armenia from 13th century, and they wanted to have their sepulchre here. So this particular one was built in 3039, and you know how I remember all the years? It's not that I have a special brain. It's written at the entrance. Remember, Armenian numbers were Armenian letters? So it was half ruined until 1995, so it was in bad shape. There was landslides around it, but we restored it. Now the first floor has got Mother Mary, baby Jesus, and the two archangels, Gabriel and Michael. See, the faces were vandalized by the Islamic invaders.
All of this is constructed from limestone?
Yeah, that same stone. We call it Momik stone, but it's called felzit.
It's just crazy because that means like millions and millions and millions and millions of years ago, all of this was underwater.
You were in the caves and you saw the seashells and the fossils, the sea salt. So all of this was under a huge paleo lake millions of years ago, which resulted into all these beautiful mountains.
Wild.
So guys, let's go closer to the cross stone, because I want to get you acquainted to one of the most unique part of Armenian culture, which is the khachkar. No one in the world makes that. Cross stone. Khach means cross, kar means stone. We started to make cross stones from 9th century onwards, and these rocks were not just kept in the cemetery as a tombstone for someone, but also in the memory of different important occasions. A victory happened, an important person visited. So in 9th century, we were under the rule of the Arabic caliphates, and they were not letting us to go to church. It was part of their Islamization. Only one day in the entire year we were allowed to go to the church. It's in September during the Holy Cross celebration, which was on the 15th. So that's a universal thing. Everybody goes to the cemeteries, but that Holy Cross celebration, it is connected to a very important historic event, which happened in 6th century when the Persians invaded Jerusalem and took with them the original cross on which Christ was crucified with them to Persia. And Emperor Heraclion of Greece invaded Persia, liberated the cross, and returned it to Jerusalem. So this day when it was returned is celebrated as the Holy Cross celebration. And then they divided the cross into tiny fragments and scattered to all the churches, the little wooden pieces, so that nobody could steal it again. But the fact is that if you try to put this little relics from all over the world together, you can make 4 crosses. So which one is the real one? So everyone was looking forward to this one day to get in the church, and they couldn't fit it in the church because it's not that big. So priests used to step out of the church with a wooden cross, walk in the villages, people used to touch this cross and get their blessings. And one day the priest came out of the church with a rectangular rock, a simple cross carved on it, which became the first cross stone. And gradually you see evolution of cross stone making. They started to do all this embroidery, ornaments and decorations, and wherever in this world you find a cross which has 8 sides, each divided into 3 resembling Holy Trinity, without the crucifixion sin depicted on it, is known as the Armenian blooming or flourishing cross. That's one of the major fundamental differences between the Catholic and Armenian Apostolic Church, because in the Catholic Church they emphasize on his sufferings. He died for us, he shed his blood for us. They emphasize on his resurrection, because he resurrected from the dead. He had victory over one of the most cruelest methods of torture, which is crucifixion. Does this look scary? This looks like a beautiful flower, isn't it? resembling the victory. And no second cross stone is similar to the first one. Tomorrow we'll be visiting the largest cross stone preserved right now at the cemetery with over 1,000 cross stones, but until 2004, the largest collection of Armenian cross stones used to be in the exclave in Nakhichevan, remember? So the place. There's a town there called Julfa with 10,000 medieval masterpieces in the cemetery. We were standing on the other side, on the Iranian side of the river, and we were looking how the tractors and people with hammers were grinding and destroying all of this. We took videos, we pictures and sent it to the UNESCO, to the Vatican, to the US, so somebody could interfere and stop the destruction of this mass cemetery. No one could do anything. Now we are left only with the pictures and videos. There is a military base built instead of that. And according to our lovely neighbors, we are nomads. A nomad made this. When they say this were the Caucasian Albanians or some other people made it, and you just claim it, and we say, okay, then what scripts do they use? That's when everybody gives up. Because no one else uses our scripts.
Yeah.
That's the stamp on a thing.
Yeah.
When there is Armenian script on it. So the existential threat is still within us to fight against all this propaganda that we get from the Turkish word to survive. I'm sorry for getting emotional about that.
No, that was great.
And also, the other important thing is that in Armenian apostolic churches, we never bury anyone inside the church. They are buried either in the pre-entrance or in front of it. You see all the graves, and even if you are the best acrobat, you cannot make it to the church if you don't walk on the stairs. That's how it was built. So why is it like that? When a priest dies, he's saying, I want my tomb to be in front of the church so that people step on me and get in the church and don't step on the mud. Did you get the point? They want to be of some service.
So Armenian.
So guys, right here we got two important carvings done by Momik. So Father God is blessing the crucifixion of his son with his right hand, and in his left hand, if you look carefully, you'll find somebody's head. So that's the head of Adam. So the whole idea is that when Christ was crucified, even Adam's sins were forgiven, because we know that after Adam died, his skull was thrown into hell. So Father God is resurrecting his head out, or the pigeon goes into the mouth, because Christ was crucified for the sins of all humanity, starting from Adam.
Wow.
So that's the message. Pretty far down.
Let's go.
Go, Pit Boy.
You're not coming?
Let me know if it's cool. It's worth it, I'll go.
Here we go, Steve.
You see?
It's worth it. It goes deep.
It goes pretty far down.
Can't see you even. Okay, I'm coming down.
There's a grave down here. Oh yes. Look, I do not know who it belongs to, but there is indeed a grave. But it's not the Armenian stone cross either.
People have brought money here. Oh, on top here as well. I wonder why.
Creepy pit.
Oh, it's cold in here. Wow, it's a pit.
Look down there.
I can't see anything.
Yeah, go ahead, keep going.
Further?
Keep it, yeah.
Is that on the wall in front of me?
No, it's not. Keep going.
Well, I can't see.
Go.
Pitch black.
You have your phone?
Oh, yeah. Come here. Wow. This is what you wanted me to see.
Alright, let's get out of here.
Human.
No, okay, let's get out and close it up. For 13 years.
Ah!
Ooh.
Okay guys, you know
smell that?
what is the smell called? Angel's share. Because we are the ones who drink the liquid and the angels inhale the evaporated alcohol. So much before the barrel thing was ever invented by man used to make wine in this huge clay amphoras buried in the ground. Barrel is kind of the evolution of winemaking. So that's why some people prefer the barrel wine to the clay jar wine. We call them garas.
This is like what it was like at the
cave, right?
cave.
Exactly. 6,100 years old winemaking culture is still preserved here. And the oldest wine of the factory is preserved in this boxes here. And you know what these boxes are, guys? These are ammo boxes. 1994 was the first ceasefire of the Nagorno-Karabakh war, so we had plenty of this. I wish these boxes always just carry wine. never bullets. And imagine there's a story. There are two young conscripts, 18, 19 years old, sitting in a trench at the front line. A few meters away is the Azerbaijani post. And one of them said, it's so boring, what to do? The other guy said, you know what to do? Let's sell all these bullets of the Kalashnikov and buy weed and make life interesting. The other guy said, yeah, that's a great idea, let's do that. They're smoking, they're high, they're happy, forget about the Azeris. All of a sudden, an Azerbaijani tank starts approaching them. These guys have no bullets and they're high. So they stand out of the trench and with fingers, they start doing like this. Because they're high. And the Azeri tank stops, the cap of the tank opens, the Azeri guy comes out from inside with hands. He has sold the missiles of the tank at both. So he's also in the same condition, he's also bored. I wish that all the wars in this world were like that. Even if they have to smoke their lungs out, you know?
That is hilarious.
Weed will save the world.
Weed will save the world.
So guys, has anybody seen this symbol before?
We've seen a couple. I've seen that symbol before.
No, that symbol is a symbol of eternity. Aryan symbol. Hitler used it for bad reasons, but of course it's a much older symbol. But this one,
That's your tattoo.
That's why I was not pointing with my right hand. Very attentive. And nobody so far asked me, what is this tattoo about?
Yeah, what is it?
This is the symbol and the logo of the History Museum of Armenia. It's a bronze medallion of the same size as you see in my arm. It was excavated from around Lake Sivan area, and it's the geocentric solar system, 12th century BC. Earth is always with a cross and the two circle layers, water and atmosphere. 5 planets that man can see with bare eye from Earth. Moon and sun all revolving around the Earth. They didn't know that we are heliocentric, but they had understanding that things are round and they go around one another, because until Galileo Galilei and Copernicus, we used to think we are on elephants, on turtles, but in Armenia, scholars had some idea that things are round. So the astronomy was on a certain level. This shows the knowledge they possessed. That's why it's on my arm. There has been somebody from your channel before here. And I'll put a light on it. TFIL.
Whoa.
Yeah.
We were here.
Subscribe.
Before we were here.
Okay, this way, guys.
Welcome to Armenian Wine Factory.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, I love this one. It's light. Heavier.
Yeah?
I like this one more.
I like this one more too.
Really?
Yeah, it's more sophisticated.
I think
Absolutely, yes.
Yes, the other one was a little bit too.
Childish?
Yeah, exactly.
Immature?
Your palate is more refined, therefore you must enjoy the fruitier, denser, bolder flavor. Yes.
Smells like medicine.
It's good for your health. Sophisticated.
Is this what you say, sophisticated? Oh my.
If you don't like this, your taste buds are bad.
My taste buds are not a paw for sure.
Semi-sweet wine.
Smells like notes of semi-trunks.
Decadent.
Small day, that's so sweet. Oh, very sweet. Let's get on.
Let's get on.
Let's get on.
Let's get on.
Yes. Get on, Kenti.
Alcohol.
Our final wine for the evening. Eat the cheese.
It's really sweet.
Oh, you've been here for an hour.
We gon' give them what they came for. We gon' take it up from last year. Shoot 'em my shot, boy, I'm long range. Me and the team on the same thing. Stayed down, never switched up. Only thing changed was the game. I'm in the zone now. Nothing can change what we on now. When I pull up, know it's going down. Foot on the gas, ain't no slowing down. Aiming for greatness, no settling. Kick down the doors, they won't let me in. Taking no L's, yeah, I gotta win. Watch me kick down the doors, they won't let me in.
This view is insane. So originally tonight, we were just supposed to have that A-frame, which is literally sitting on the edge of the cliff.
Yes.
Like literally, like the bed itself is actually over the cliff edge, which is like a few 100-foot drop. And then somehow these are now available because they canceled. So now we're all staying here. Queen bed, queen bed, queen bed. And this is just unreal. I mean, even the deck is built over the edge of the rocks. 360-degree view. Anywhere you want to walk on this deck, you can see every single part of this area.
Absolutely. And that's the road we were driving on earlier, and we're about to have our dinner right on the edge of the cliff.
Yeah, because the restaurant down below also manages this, so they're coming up here to cook it for us.
Yeah.
But you want to show them the room one and then their mirror images?
Let's check out the room one. Yeah.
I think that's our dinner people coming right now.
Ah!
Yep.
So this is where Jerry and Marty are going to be staying tonight. So adorable. I've never been on here before. One big giant bed. You guys can make a pillow fort between you guys if you want to. And we have a whole coffee station, firewood station, which it's perfect temperature. You're not going to need a fire tonight unless you really want it. It looks like you have all of your towels and linens and cups and everything. And let's go check out the bathroom. Cute. Oh my gosh. Okay, you have the cutest sink. You got a full-on toilet and a really big shower. And they did say the water here all has to be brought up by truck. So be very sparing with your water when you're traveling out in the remote areas of Armenia. But how cute is this place? Look, they even have wine bottles because we're in Armenia and they're known for their wineries here. Cool, let's go to the A-frame. So this is our A-frame, and when we first booked this months ago, they said only the A-frame is available. Only 2 people can stay here. We got so lucky that whoever booked these other rooms didn't show up. So now everybody gets to stay here, but let's show you the inside of our A-frame where me and Elton are gonna be staying.
I don't know how to get in it.
It's this way.
Oh wow, there's a little fire pit over here. This is crazy.
Yeah, right?
I'll pull you.
Welcome. We have a telescope, first of all. Don't know how to use a telescope.
Oh, this is adorable.
Right? Tons of dried flowers, decorations. We have our wine bottles, string lights, everything. We have
a water tank.
Our own fire pit here. Oh my gosh, look at our
The water tank is
bathroom.
actually above you. It's a gravity tank.
No way.
Yeah, that's your water tank.
Okay, this is our kitchen area. It looks like we have a teapot. We have all of our cups and our teas and things ready. We have our fire down here. We have bean
An
bags.
extra mattress apparently.
What's up there?
Dude, what in the world? Oh, that's cool. What the actual hell? That's insane. What a view.
No, come
You cuddle him.
No.
I'll cuddle him all night.
This is not allowed anymore. You guys are married.
Well, that's all.
Up.
That kill us?
Yep. This is a big wasp.
Oh, okay. Well, now I'm terrified. This view is insane, though.
Wow.
Cool picture.
All right, Marty, get in the middle.
What I have a feeling all 5 of us are gonna sleep here.
Honestly, we should get a picture here.
All 5 of us could easily sleep up here.
This is insane.
Armenia is so much cooler than I thought it was gonna be.
Armenia might be my favorite A country.
It's my favorite A country.
Okay, let's go show the bathroom.
Alright. You show bathroom, my
Those are things that I'm excited about. I see a light bulb up there. I'm trying to find the switch. One moment. Ah! You're so smart. Welcome to the bathroom of our A-frame. Shockingly, humongous shower.
Wow.
Wait, where's the water? Oh, right here. Here's the shower head.
It looks like a telephone.
It really does. Hello? Thank goodness Elton's not here, he would turn that on. Really big shower. They even give you your shampoo and your body wash and everything. We have a normal full-size toilet. We've got little hooks for everything. We have a sink, but I'm not gonna use too much water because they have to bring all of their water up by truck. So we'll be very sparing when we use our water, wash our hands, things like that. What is this? Oh, binoculars? We have binoculars, yes, first aid kit. It looks like people are leaving things. So we'll have to leave something before we leave.
Oh yeah, there's someone just.
Oh yes, this is so cool. Oh, we'll put a TFIL sticker. Oh, let's do it right now. All right, we are getting our TFIL sticker to add to the decor here. I love it. Oh, is that Wi-Fi?
Seems like it.
And we have Wi-Fi in the middle of nowhere, on the top of a cliff, in a tiny little A-frame, in the middle of Armenia. What more could we want? Bought 2 bottles of wine at the winery, but I didn't realize that it would actually be a bad thing because they have wine already.
Hey, bro, this.
So you all sit on this side to get a view?
This just got set up in like 10 minutes. Thank you guys so much.
Okay, guys, we want this thing to be warm, so
Absolutely.
please.
Oh my
Come over.
goodness.
Take your seats.
I'm drooling over here right now.
Yeah.
Wow.
So welcome to Armenia once again. And again, I'm going to repeat, let this be the worst trip compared to all your upcoming experiences in every next country. Okay guys, here's
We
bread.
have to do a toast to HYAK.
Yes.
Thank you so much for making our trip what it's been so far. You have absolutely no idea. We've been to so many countries and This trip has been wonderful, and truly thank you to you. You've made it very special.
My cheeks are getting red.
No, it's true.
Thank you
That's
for
why I
all
asked you earlier. I was like, do you guide Georgia? Where else do you guide, please? Like, do you want to just put your life and join us? The 6th member? Yes, absolutely.
And doing all the alphabets in the world and you're rapping.
You've been, I mean, I'm sure they can echo the same thing. Like, you've been amazing. Thank you. So, like, we would not be here without you. So,
The only thing that would have made you an even better guide would have been if you did the canyon swing today.
I just knew that there was something about it. It's all about the size of the things.
cheers to you.
Cheers to
Cheers to you. You're wonderful.
Yeah, it was a pleasure to meet you all, guys. It's your wife that's making me do as much as I can, and I hope, because sometimes we have some old travelers who are about to die, and it's really like 110 years old. So that's why we're so happy. We want to attract more young people, so they could just see that it's not just about the monasteries and the history and the names of the kings and the years and everything. You have experience. You drink. You see. It's just
We'll all be high on life tonight.
yeah.
There you go.
Cheers to high on life.
I'm happy you're enjoying.
YouTube channel that he's on.
Is that your napkin?
Oh my god, Marty!
Feel anything now.
The rainbow! Look at it! Look at the rainbow! Look, show them rainbow! Show them the rainbows! Oh, the lightning!
Really?
Yeah! Yeah, the lightning strike!
Our luck is turning around.
Our luck is turning around. Our luck is turning around. Our luck is turning around. Our luck is turning around.
Insane, dude!
That's wild.
Like, we can all see perfectly both right now.
Take me back to the jungle.
This is so pretty.
Okay.
Bye. See you in the morning.
Bye.
Looks so bright right now, but it's definitely not that bright. Looks more like this right now. But the camera's so good, it can make it look like this.
That's a full moon, right?
Yeah.
That does not look waxing or waning.
Nope, that's the whole thing.
Wow.
It's the moon in its entirety. Crazy, you can almost see the mountain still.
Oh, we got so many stars too.
Yeah, that's all pure moonlight. That's insane.
There's no light.
It's okay. Night, everyone.
Good night.
Hope you're having fun on the adventures.
Only day 2 in Armenia.
Day 3 tomorrow.